Hello, welcome back. We're going to talk today about King Paimon, the book, and some new ideas in specific to the way he helps or the way he is able to give information. No? There is not only one way that Paimon communicates. As I've said, most thing you hear now, of course, it's are his words and the things that he is teaching, but the way he's teaching actually is mostly not through words. That's why it's always he does give you those keys, no? And it's almost to say you always know if it is good news when you speak about Paimon. When he appears, no? There's a type of honor that one receives once King Paimon is there, once King Paimon arrives, once King Paimon sees you. And he's teaching that, no? He's teaching how to be king, and he's teaching for the qualities that he carries by teaching others how to honor him, no? It's the way to it's a correct way, no, to deal with Paimon. And there is a strength, no, into his message, into his words. It's almost to say his words do carry a lot of wisdom or a lot of heaviness, no? It does carry a deeper meaning. We always come back to the mirror. It's always back to the first lesson. That's what Paimon represents, the first lesson. It speaks about, almost to say everything what speaks about Paimon, it speaks about being ancient. All his symbols are ancient. There's not one symbol, it only shows how ancient he is. This is King Paimon. King Paimon is ancient and is eternal. From this view, no, we were speaking yesterday about how one understands King Paimon and from which throne he talks. You know, it's words are not words. It's important who says them and how, no? And King Paimon knows how to deliver. King Paimon knows how to talk, speak, know how to honor, how to be king. He is essential king. That's like that's why, no, we have it in the name. So the name already, no, speaks about the person. That's what Paimon wants to speak, no? And the same one can put the mirror back, no, and say, well, how close to the truth I am, or how far, you know, from the truth I am. One is always almost necessary to find some type of balance, and King Paimon is able to help with that. He is the energy of King Paimon is as heavy and strong as the obsidian throne that he is a king of, no? It has all a deeper meaning in this way. And the mirror magic is a very important part of his craftsmanship or his magic in per total, but it is not the only way he communicates. As I've said, numbers, colors, geometrical figures or shapes, no? And it's almost like you are able to do something during the day, and then you hear him. He is there whispering. As I've said, sometimes he comes very silent, sometimes he comes very loud. So there's both aspects of Paimon. Of course, being eternal, being as who he is, it carries a lot of different meanings, symbols, and magical powers that he carries with him, through him, no? King Paimon. And those elements do come through the book. So of course King Paimon is not only king, he is not only this position of king, no, he is a special type of king. He is king in his own. There is no other king like King Paimon. There is always elevation. Remember, with Paimon it's always about elevation. So that's what another thing what Paimon is teaching now. And then it goes back to the mirror, as we were saying. The mirror is the aspect of Paimon that is beautiful. It's almost like a rose that opens, and it has a very beautiful flavor or smell or texture or color, no? So if you almost like want to talk to King Paimon, no? There's a certain understanding that you have to have, correlation to who he is, what power he carries, and so on. Almost like to elevate him from this profane, no? To say, well, he's just a king, or well, there are many kings, or what's special about this king, no? And there's a lot of very special aspects that only King Paimon carry. So almost to say magic is not magic. It doesn't matter from where it comes. No one can go into the meaning of the magic through the mirror, through the black cube that he carries, through the black reflection. No, there is a black reflection always with King Paimon. It doesn't reflect back at you. It is different. It is, as I've said, the way he teaches in a very soft manner. It's almost like it gives you the genius. It gives you the ability to have that seed and that answer in you, know. And he is talking. He is occupied with his mission, no, his power. King Paimon is occupied with himself, no. King Paimon is king, and he has a duty to fulfill. He sits on his throne, and not only any throne. No one can evolve, no, elevate. There's always 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. It always changes. So there's always these elements now of the beautiful variety of the elements that Paimon carry. And of course the story is made in desert. Of course the story is part of the story, you know. The ambient is part of the story, the characters, and the subject, the element of the form. We talked about 2 in the poem, and how many, you know, different elements that they have to fit together. This is another thing that Paimon teaches. The puzzle has to fit. The pieces have to be the right pieces, no? Otherwise, like, who do you think I am? I'm no fool, no? And I have written a second book about, it's very similar to Paimon, but it's called Gusion. It is like a celestial lion, and he speaks the same way as Paimon does. There's on different subject, but it has this, heaviness of duty, of solemn, no? There's a gravity that comes with Paimon. No, when we think of blackness of that beast, his power has gravity. That's what the meaning is. At the same time, he's clay. He's the one who remains, the clay of time. Now, the black clay, the dark prince. He doesn't represent himself. In the same time, they're only reflections. We did an exercise when you always remember how to know the truth, how to come back to say, well, there is only one reflection point, and that is me. No. So then you have the mirrors, and then of course each mirror is going to show something else, no? We'll say, well, if we take King Paimon case, of course there are many elements, there are many visions or places now that Paimon appears, but finally who is King Paimon? The question is always open. We are not able to see everything. That's the meaning of the black mirror. Some things, Paimon doesn't say, some things are better left unsaid. It is wrong, but Paimon says, it's like, the ability to turn something around, like a ball of fire, no? There is the element of the ball. You can throw it, you can catch it, no? So King Paimon is sovereign, he is king. His dominion means that well too. So the word king involves many elements now, where even elephant is about power, is about it. Now if I was to take a picture, it would be like a mountain, a black clay, there's this gravity, you know, this heaviness, and the meaning of you feel a pull, you feel, King Paimon is large, King Paimon is big, King Paimon is King Paimon, no? There's always elevation, even the fact of him sitting on the camel. The camel is long, no? Why he is not a horse? Because the camel is higher. The camel is higher. So there's always, the camel is high, no? And the camel does represent King Paimon. He has these qualities of the camel. He's one with the camel, in many ways, no? It is the origin point of King Paimon, the way he travels. He's seated always on the camel, no, through his travel. So there is a very intimate connection with the camel that connects him, no, to his child, to his men, to his journeys, no, or origin, or a deeper meaning. And it does represent the sun deity, so the camel is very much about the sun, about the desert. Of course, it's the camel. I'm not even trying to find out why it's not another animal, because it has to be the camel. It does carry an importance. Why is the camel? Everything around Paimon carry importance, no? That's how he honors them. And King Paimon is one who is able to listen in the whispers in the abyss. Now he's the one who almost like gathers that information from the abyss. Now he's the one giving the wisdom out. He's the one talking, now putting it into words. He's able to listen to things that other people don't hear, because you cannot hear them. Only Paimon can. You know, there's a high quality of Paimon in this way. And Paimon is very, honorable, of course. He represents all the qualities of a king. In the same time, there is the black belt, the magician power of Paimon. Paimon is not only just Paimon. As I've said, the name in the text, when you read the book, King Paimon, the Lord of the Endless Silence, the Lord of the Abyss, you're going to see that he carries this gravity with him throughout the poem, no matter what happens. Now there is almost a flux now in the story. There is a wave now of the desert, of the travel. At the same time, Paimon is always who he says he is. And there is the element of the fire for Paimon in many different ways. Of course, King of West represents fire in the alchemical wheel, and you have the fire now, and then it represents the solar. It's a solar deity, God Arso. Arso is the god of the sun, the god of the light, the one who sees forward, no? The one who sees the light, the one who can carry you out of the abyss, the one who takes care of you in the abyss. Is the voice that you, the good voice you always want to listen to. Paimon has this quality, no? He knows, Paimon knows. And the magical powers of him, no, always carry a deeper meaning. These are just a few aspects, almost to say, well, there's just a touch on the surface, no? And there are so many different mirrors and so many different reflections of Paimon. It's almost like he invites you, there is this gravity pull towards Paimon. This quality of him, that's how you almost feel him, or you understand his magic. And he has the ability to reflect that, no, through the ability of the sun to reflect with light, no, and there's this almost moment of revelation, a moment of truth that Paimon brings with him. I could say Paimon does know the right answer. Paimon does know how to decide. Well, he is king. He has to have the qualities of the king, no? Which include many different ones. And in the book, of course, it's like it is a character. No, it's almost to say, well, if we imagine King Paimon had a life and he was inhuman, and is able to choose or to create worlds in this way. He had, this is like a real story that almost like a beautiful story that Paimon shares now, or in this book, or I, for writing it now, has been like a nice journey of discovering more elements of Paimon and what he represents. And it is, of course, the book has a lot of pages. It has to, and even then you have the feeling that there's still so much to be told. No, that King Paimon does invite. King Paimon has the table set. You're always in good hands with King Paimon. There's always celebration, music, colors, numbers. There's always a good luck, a good charm. King Paimon knows. King Paimon is here to help. No, he is king. He is who he says he is. So Paimon does carry, this type of understanding, and there's almost like a feeling of course, security and strength and power of Paimon. No, there's always this element of gravity around him, or the blackness of the gravity, and then the elements, that are surrounding him. And some reflection of Paimons are black. No, it's almost meant, yes, they are black. They have a meaning why they are black. As I've said, there's a meaning why not everything can be revealed about Paimon. Because otherwise it will not be who he represents. We are talking about the abyss finally, and the darkness, and the elements that Paimon brings with him, and what he represents in the darkness. So, it's almost to say they are layers, no? They are. This is the meaning of the black tiles in his chamber, in his room. There is a repetition. There is a similarity. There is a ongoing search and finding, no, of new answers or new questions that one can understand and focus on. So if you go to the point of the exercise with the mirror, you have one reflection and then you see in front of it, reflecting back, all these different, many different reflections, no? And we have to understand the first exercise of the mirror is that finally that those are illusions, it's not real, because it's not, it's just a reflection. There can only be one real point, only that is real, you know. But it creates reflection, it creates like different parts, now that one can see and focus on and is able to, they carry a lot of meaning. It's not to say they are not real in that way, because they carry meaning and they carry everything what is real, but they are just reflections, no? That's how it's when you think about the image in the mirror. It's just something that it's reflecting back to that point. But it can be only one original point, only one real or point of reflection, no? The start, so to say. Without that will be nothing, no? In those mirrors, they will be empty. So the black mirror represents actually content. It represents the things that are still yet to come, no? Or the things that are still hidden. That's the meaning. That there is still things to be searched. There is still time, no? It almost represents time, no? Instead meaning like, oh, time is dark. We don't even know if it exists. There's a element of time with Paimon. And then we have the elevation, which is that eternal time or the eternal Paimon, eternal child. Paimon knows that he is eternal. So there is the elevation from the king, no, to Paimon as God Ars, or as deity of the powers he represents, of the fire, of the sun, of the Mercury, of the west, of the fire, no, the desert, the hotness, the sun, this aspect, no, carry very much Paimon around. And then you have the aspect of music, the aspect of color, and the aspect of love. It's very much part of the book. As I said, King Paimon, finally, it is a love story between him, no, King Paimon, and his bride. But the thematic is, you know, that's like the surprise in it. There is always a surprise effect with Paimon as well. And when you work with him, when you do music or anything that you want or desire, he's able to teach many things about astrology and things about knowledge, no? It's almost like a specific title that comes with his name, and there's specific abilities that Paimon has. And sometimes it's almost like he does like to give surprises, and it's you're always happy when you feel that, no? There's element of recognition. It's almost like the when you play music, for me, he represents the one who says yes, perfect, no, wow. Or there's this encouragement that comes with King Paimon. I feel he's helping. I feel him around me now, and giving me that sovereignty of the king, of being sovereign, no, being in the power of creating, and that's a very beautiful part of Paimon. And the meaning of the tiles is that too, no? There's a smooth surface, a smooth sail. Paimon knows that the sail is smooth, the desert will be crossed. There's always hope, there are always beautiful days ahead, there's always light. King Paimon, even he represents the abyss, he always brings light with him, that just centers now represents the power of Paimon. And now he's able to shine that or bring that through him, no, to others. Almost to say where the words are light, the words are wisdom, the words do show the way. There is clarity in the words, there is wisdom, there is knowledge, there is honor, no? And King Paimon does teach this, so he's very much about languages. He's, a master, he's a linguist as well. And he has a magical language as well that he communicates, and that's King Paimon, as I've said. The meaning of the black mirror, what he represents, is the hidden space, the abyss, the places where are dark, where one doesn't necessarily expect to find anything, and in that place, you see Paimon carrying that light. He does carry that wisdom, that answer, and he's king. He's happy to give. This is like very nice representation of Paimon, or how he likes to be seen. And all the aspects of Paimon are positive, even if they appear in the dark element, of the abyss of the silence. So he does change perception. He's able to show light, to shine light, and color as well, He works too very much about the colors and about like the viewing front. It's like if the abyss, it is in his back and he's the one. And Gusion, the other book I have written, which is very similar to this genre. Gusion is another spirit. He is represented as a lion, as a celestial lion, and he has to this, so to say, none is before him. He is the first one. He is the fierce. There's the element of the lion and the power the lion carries with. So we see a different symbol. As an animal, and the King Paimon has different, almost like armor, or has different. As I said, there's always a huge difference. We cannot talk about one and the other is very different, but the hymn form and the thematic is similar to Paimon, but it is about a totally new subject, Gusion. That's the title of the book, and it's similar to Paimon too in this way, because I see the lion, none before him, he's the first, and what that means, so to say. And Paimon too represents the same energy, but in different meaning. But it's the same, They are the one who bring the light, they are the one who show the way, but with different magic, for different elements. And King Paimon, God Arzu, his elements are this light, sun, the animals that accompany him. We have the frog, which is about the magical element of him, the ancient element with the snake, and then you have the camel. This is the beauty of the camel, the feminine aspect. At the same time, a camel is a beast. A camel is even elevated animal more than the horse. Because of its height, there's a royal element that comes with the camel, and then you have the mirror and the black mirror and the throne and all the other different elements, and the element of the music that comes with Paimon. It's one of the most beautiful parts. It's like the main thing you're going to hear when Paimon comes. There's the energy of the music, of the sound, of celebration, of joy, and King Paimon has a very beautiful voice. He has a very unique way. His energy is like a very stable. King Paimon always speaks in the same rhythm, in the same breath. There's always a gravity to his words. There's always an importance. You want to hear, you want to listen. That's what I did. First time I saw Paimon talking, it's like I only wanted to listen and to understand. There's this element of you feel pulled to understand. He's talking wisdom. You hear like almost the voice of wisdom. You hear the voice of Paimon. Paimon arrives. And he represents himself in different ways. In the same time, he's the one who offers himself, what to say, different perception, because, there are different things that one learns, through the reflections. And there is the element of depth, of water, of darkness, of it's almost like mysterious. There's the depth, the deep. You can even think the water, the ocean, the sand, the desert. Then you have the mirror, and then the sun, and the reflection. So it's and then the colors, and the word, and then the numbers, and so on and so on. So that's, I think it's one of the aspects why it's so beautiful to read this book, because they carry all these elements together, no? It's almost like a wheel. You hear Paimon talk, and it's really nice to meditate on his words, or to understand, no? The things that he's saying, the lessons that he's teaching, the wise words, the meaning, no? Or something you never thought, something new. He's able to awaken that fire. That's the magic of the fire, the spark, the genius. No, they say genius is spark. It's like I found an idea. There's a spark. No, there's like a new something arrived in that moment, which is new. This represents Paimon as well. And the element of the darkness is part of Paimon. No? The night and the night sky, the coolness, the dryness, the difference between day and night, between the tiger and the lion, or the camel, the different energies that one carries, the different elements now of the travel through the desert, of the journey, of the love, of the story, of the elements. There's a lot of harmony around Paimon. The ambient, it's open. It's almost like ideal. It cannot be better than that. It's just like a full openness, of element that you have been seeking. You almost like you will know the answer because you have been seeking, So there's the meeting point, and then you connect with Paimon, or you are able to see things from Paimon that he will show you, he will teach you. I think from music it's a very beautiful way, or could be anything, but Paimon is there. Paimon is speaking in his name, through the book as well, what he represents and what elements he carries with him. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to still talk about book King Paimon. The book is going to be published very soon. It's going to be able to buy it online on Amazon, and it is a large book. It's a grimoire called King Paimon, the Lord of the Endless Silence, the Lord of the Abyss, written by me, Anais Giulia, and it has 745 pages. It is a larger book. It's very, very beautiful poems that are written in hymn form about Paimon and his story. And I'm going to still record other thematics on this subject. It is still part now of the continuation of Paimon's story through the book, or through the recordings about writing this book and the elements that Paimon carry with him. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day. Bye.